Yes, sir. Once again, welcome back to another Friday Night Live edition. Welcome back, everybody out there. Me, my man, the czar of video footage, AOH in the building. My man, AOH is with us remotely. He's on the move right now, everybody, but he's joining us on the move. Once again, shout out to my man, AOH, man.
I had to join. I got the invitation from Robin this morning, and I've been editing. Sorry, guys. By the way, I've been trying really hard to get this out to you, and YouTube's blocking me. And I told Rob, I was like, "Fuck, dude, I got to get out." It's like, "That's cool. You do your thing." And here I am. We're here for you, people. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty angry with all the headlines today.
Yeah. So once again, shout out to my man LH who's coming through remotely. So if he gets a little staticky, if he breaks up on us every once in a while, we gotta check the microphone on my man LH. You guys know why. So once again, man, thank you to LH for joining me. Like he said, I hit him up because there's a lot of things that we're gonna talk about on a Friday night rant. You guys know that. Again, man, like I said, I want to thank everybody out there for always joining us and coming through. Like I said, it really means a lot. I want to send a special shout out to my man, the Will Chamberlain Archive. He came through my last live stream. So shout out to him. And shout out to my man over at Old School B-Ball, the YouTube channel Old School B-Ball. Shout out to him and the work that he's recently been putting out. Again, the Charles Barkley stuff. And again, man, shout out to Robert Schuster 007 for coming through. David Dangeron 3367. The Jordan Stopper, Machiavelli the Don. Shout out to all you guys. Ivan 1294. Shout out to you guys, man. I hope you guys are having a good Friday night. I hope you guys had a good week. And I really appreciate you guys joining us again. QB to LB, Chris Garcia, Renee. Shout out to Renee, as always. Ariel Mag, shout out to you. Go Fly. Love them skins. What up? Apple Garden Water. What up? Shout out to you for coming through. With this one, Shades Cal, TG, Pure Blood, shout out to you, Pure Blood, shout out to you, man. Dash Lamar, Troy Black, Liddy choked in 6 finals, always coming through. Stocks R2B, shout out to you, man. The real Siberius, of course, the real Siberius here. Shout out to Phenomenal Fitness, where you been? Shout out to you, I ain't seen you drop no videos lately, shout out to you. Lou Seth, Cottage Boy, shout out to you, Go. My man, Mountain Skies, Wes Warden, Speedy Eagle. You guys always come through. Like I said, it's truly humbling. Candle God, LT Mike, Chip Ferguson. Yo, hope you guys are having a good Friday night. Davion, you guys know we gonna roll. Jolly Jossums, Mad Dog, Meg K. My man, yo, you guys always come through, man, for real. Dark Wolf, like I said, man, it means a lot. You guys know the deal, man. Let's roll. Gino Panzini, J-Bo Music.
A lot of familiar names in there. Appreciate you guys.
Yo, glad man, we here. Deep in here. Shout out to you guys, man, for real.
Yeah, those of you who are on my Patreon, a lot of the stuff that's getting blocked on YouTube, you can find over there. It's processing. Robin. When I saw the headlines today, I was like, was I being biased the wrong way? Was I not seeing the correct game? Because with everything that you read and heard, you would think that LA actually got screwed over. And I just rewatched what I thought I saw, and I was like, nope. If anything, it could be argued the other direction.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. And wait, like you said, there's a lot of stuff that we got to talk about. And like you said, you're a little upset with the headlines you're seeing because, again, you know, off the top, I want to say this off the top when it comes to the headlines that we're seeing. And I think this is part of the problem for the LeBron James fans. Shout out to my man 20K, Bernard Kemp. Shout out to you guys. I wanted to say this off the top, man, is that, you know, I have a problem with the Lakers not being able to, and not even the Lakers, LeBron James more so, never being able to take ass whoopings like a man. Take ass whoopings like a true competitor. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you get. Is anybody expect the Lakers to win this series? No one expects the Lakers to win this series, man. But yeah, and still, there's a way to lose, right? It's not always about losing, but it's how you lose. Take the ass whooping like a true competitor, man. Go out there and compete, damn it. Don't make no damn excuses. So I just wanted to say that off the jump. Because like you're saying, Airways, a lot of excuses being made, not a lot of blame being put out there.
A lot of blame. A lot of excuses. A lot of one-sided reporting. And we got Skip Bayless back on First Take, and I'm not sure if it's a good thing. It's like Skip Clutch Bayless back on there. If this is what a LeBron critic sounds like, good Lord.
Exactly. And like I said, when you think about the headlines don't make any sense. Okay, we have to understand something, man. When you think about, let's think about the regular season real quickly. When you think about let's start with the JJ Redick comments. All right, because to me, the JJ Redick comments are the worst comments that I've heard in a long time. And when you think about what he's doing there, he's not just talking about the team. If you want to fight for your team, if you want to argue the whistle for your team, hey, man, I don't feel we're getting the calls. They're being physical with us. All right, man, we've seen and heard other coaches, argue for whistles for their team. But what does J.J. Redick do? He takes it a step further. He makes it about LeBron James individually, and he made it historical. He said that LeBron James has the worst whistle in the history that I've ever seen. I've never seen anybody with a worse whistle than LeBron James.
Yeah, and he's basically repeating LeBron. You remember when LeBron went on Pat McAfee and lied, and I put this in a members video today. It was like, wow, this reminds me of LeBron going on Pat McAfee and basically admitting that he flops, but saying that he has to because he's always in the bottom percentile of getting whistles. And Rick Bucher comes out and says, you're always in the top 3%. Always. So it's like, not only is it weird to go on here and bitch and moan and complain and admit that you flop, but you're not even telling the truth. And then you turn around and here comes JJ Redick just repeating a lie. And dude, I'm genuinely disappointed that you guys can't see what I just finished because it's insanely in LA's favor so far. Like maybe the second half isn't as insanely in LA's favor, but so far I'm like the only people that have any room to complain is Oklahoma.
Right.
Do you see the thumbnail? I don't know if you can see. I updated the thumbnail on here, and it is Austin Reeves awkwardly kicking out during a shot to try and get a foul. And he's kicking the MVP of the league in the nut. Yep. And Oklahoma gets called for the foul. Don't tell me it's fucking biased for Oklahoma when that shit's happening. Later on, Shea hits the ground. And you could argue it was a good no call, but if Shea was wearing an LA uniform, it probably would have been a foul called on Jackson Hayes. Anyway, Shea hits the floor. Marcus Smart steps on him, falls down. They called a foul on Shea, who's laying on the ground and got stepped on. Yep. They have me defending Shea, for fuck's sake.
No, you're bringing up great stuff right now, Airways, because I actually wanted to mention or actually lead into that play with Austin Reeves when Austin Reeves was hugging SGA from the back. And SGA was called for the foul against Austin Reeves when he kind of elbowed him to get him up off him. And you mentioned this in one of your videos about how that was initiated by Austin Reeves. And when you listen to JJ Redick talk in the postgame about the fouls that they're not getting, and you just mentioned SGA, the reigning league MVP, actually in foul trouble in the fourth quarter when he was given his fourth foul a minute into the third quarter. When he only played 1 minute of the third quarter, he had 4 fouls, and LeBron James had 1 foul for the entire game. And I watched the first half of that game, and LeBron James fouled people several times just in the first half alone. And the one foul they called LeBron James for was when he ran Alex Caruso over. He literally just ran him over, and that was the only foul they called him for all game.
SGA had 2 fouls in the first period.
Right. But he's the guy that they call the free throw merchant, that JJ Redick mentioned in the postgame. He mentioned that, SGA got some phantom calls when he was the one in foul trouble in the game.
Yeah, I'm confused. confused because
Like, what game is JJ Redick watching? Like, what are you complaining about? And you know what's funny, LH? We talked about a lot of this during the regular season. And I told a lot of you guys out there, once again, a shout out to all you guys out there. I see a lot of people out there in the chat. You know, once again, thank you very much on a Friday night. You guys coming through, joining me in the Czar AOH. You know, we told a lot AOH during the season about the free throw advantage that the Lakers were getting by the referees and the league help. And I told you guys, this season, the Lakers were a plus 457 at the free throw line. All right, plus 457 at the free throw line. The Oklahoma City Thunder were a plus 107. They were 17th in the league in free throw attempts. 17th. The Lakers were number 2 behind the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic, I believe, were a plus 198 at the free throw line. The Lakers were a plus 457. The Denver Nuggets were a plus 218 at the free throw line. The LA Lakers were a plus 457. There was nobody within 200 free throw attempts of the Lakers all season long. And the Lakers are still thinking that they're supposed to get 1 billion free throws. And I told you guys what? That stuff is not going to work in a playoff scenario against a legit contending team that actually is going out there playing defense against you. And that's what you're seeing happening right now.
You know what you just made me think of? Remember last season, you went off for like weeks about LeBron wanting a ramp-up period for the playoffs.
Right.
And hey, LeBron, how about if you just adjust yourself and instead of expecting absolutely everything to be whistled for you, you mentally ramp up yourself for the playoffs? You know, stop expecting everything to be a whistle. Like, that's the real flaw. You think things that aren't fouls are fouls because you've been so fucking spoiled. Now, not only did Shea get 2 foul calls called on him that both of them were actually questionable. I'm not here to defend Shea, but I'm like, wow, I don't know, dude. If that's MVP treatment, blows my mind. But the counter side of that, LeBron should have had 2 techs in the first period that weren't called on him. Like, who's getting favorable treatment? The MVP of the league had 2 questionable fouls called on him in the first period. LeBron is escaping with abusing the refs in the first period already.
Yep.
No love to Hachimura, who was keeping them in the game with his 3-pointers in that first period.
Yep, no credit. Never gets any credit. You're never going to get credit being a LeBron James teammate, no matter what you do. But Rui Hachimura could go out there and lead the playoffs in 3-point percentage, and it's not even going to matter. It doesn't matter. The man was, like, during the broadcast, they talked about some ridiculous hot streak that Rui Hachimura was on from the 3-point line, but then they'll talk about LeBron James ain't got no help out there. He has to play ridiculous out of his mind. But then when you look at the actual games, LeBron James ain't doing a damn thing out there, man. This man's still not getting back across half court in the playoffs. In the playoffs.
No. Can we talk about that for a little bit? And can you guys who are watching chime in? And especially if we have any fanboys. Like, even if LeBron James got fouled, quitting on your team is never correct. Even in the regular season, it's not correct, but you're in the second round of the playoffs and you decide that it's more important to throw a tantrum and stop and not even, like, he didn't even pretend to get to half court. He didn't participate through the next 3 fucking plays.
Yep.
How is that correct behavior, people? Foul or no foul, it's not correct behavior. Okay. Well, now I didn't really form that as a question. More of an announcement, but if anyone has a counterpoint, well, I was about to say I'd like to hear it, but I wouldn't. If anyone has a counterpoint to that, go fuck yourself.
No, but you're right though. You made some really good points as usual, AWH. And when you're talking about, you know, when we're talking about not getting across half court, like, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, these guys are actually making excuses for losing a series or losing games that no one believes that they're supposed to be winning. And when you're making these excuses, it's not actually adding up to what we're seeing on the basketball court. So like you said before, you know, the blame that they're putting on other people, they should be giving, some credit to some of these other guys that have been playing. We talked about the first round against the Houston Rockets. If you guys think about something, LeBron James, I believe, is number 6 in the playoffs in total free throws attempted. He's number 6 in the playoffs in total free throws attempted. So obviously LeBron James has been getting the whistle. He's been getting some free throws, but J.J. Redick is telling you in the postgame that he has the worst whistle as anyone he's ever seen, any superstar he's ever seen, when he's actually 6th in the NBA playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I heard that soundbite. JJ going on to talk about, with small guys, they're dramatic and they put on the show, but with the big guys, they don't get the calls. I'm like, LeBron is on the ground more than the small guys. He puts on more of a show than the small guys, and that's not a joke. I'm not making that up. In the league. League that has Luka Doncic, who in the league puts on more of a show than LeBron James? LeBron James has a life-threatening injury every fucking time he plays. I want to continue.
That makes me think of a play that you had put out in the video when, I was watching this during the first half. This is actually in the beginning of the game, where LeBron James, thought he got fouled, and he's actually complaining on the way up from falling down. And he's complaining to the referee while he's getting up. And he continues to berate the referee.
Yeah. He can't.
He's got this down to a science now.
Yeah. He just lets his legs go out from under him in order to get a foul call. He doesn't get the foul call, and all of a sudden his legs work again, and he can rush a referee. But then 2 seconds after he rushes the referee, his legs don't work again because he stops moving.
I was just going to say, if you remember that play, and I don't know if you guys out there were watching this. I tell you, I watched the first half. And when he was going down, right, like I said, he was complaining as he was getting up, going to right. So he follows the referee down the court, right? The foul goes on the Lakers on the other end. They're at the free throw line, and LeBron James is still yelling at the referee as the free throws are going on. And at one point, LeBron James starts limping after that. Then all of a sudden, he's limping. So when he had to complain, he walked fast as hell to the referee. He had all the energy in the world, like you said. And as soon as everything was done, he starts limping off like he hurt his leg or something. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, he's. By the way, he's with his arms splayed out and his legs splayed out, looking at the referee. He looks like he's a swimsuit model on the beach or something. And how much pain are you in if the very first thing you do is look and pose? Hey,
wait, so did we lose you in the woods? Did we lose you in the mountains?
Oh no.
Can you hear me? I told you guys that my man Airways, he's coming to us via satellite. He's coming to us on the remote, on the move. So I don't know if he can hear us right now, if we lost him. Check, Airways.
I hear you.
All right, wait, you're good, man. Keep going.
Oh, okay. I've been holding still, so I don't know why you couldn't hear me. But yeah, I don't know. So apparently Skip Bayless said that LeBron has lost the respect of the referees. And boy, we could talk about that for the whole. Well, so he kind of deserved to, because he's the boy who cried. It's like you don't know when to take bullshit seriously. And if anything, he's taught you not to take any of it seriously.
Yep.
How are you?
Exactly.
An entire. Like we go back early with. Well, I'm going to move. I lost my signal dropped. I'm going to move. So I'm going to find a spot. I'll talk to you guys in a second.
All right, Airways. All right, no doubt, man. Yo, one thing, I'll read some supers off when my man Airways comes back with us. Shout out to Speedy Eagle, 2.25, a member for 12 months. Shout out to him over there supporting my man Airways. You guys know the deal. Shout out to the Real Siberians for coming through with the super. As always, you guys know the Real Siberians. Like I said, a true basketball fan, man. Like I said, a true supporter of us out there, man. Once again, joining the fight against the lies and the narratives. Always enjoy the lives, you guys. Looking forward to hearing about the Lakers' insanity. These clowns are always whining and crying. That it's just like the song, The Real Siberians, right? Whining and crying, crying and whining, flopping and dropping, dropping and flopping. That's LeBron James, man. That's what he does on the basketball court. That's what he continues to do on the basketball court. Shout out to Real Siberians for coming through with the super. Like I said, man, the lonely one coming through. Shout out to the lonely one. Robin AOH back to combat those lies and narratives. Lakers in 5. Let's roll. Lakers in 5. That's right. We're Shannon Sharp when you need them. We're the LeBron James fans when you need them. Lakers in 5, man. These people, they told me a 5th ring loading. I tell you, I was getting all these crazy messages this year. Shout out to the lonely one. You guys are funny, man. You know, Jolly Johnson. Shout out to Jolly Johnson for coming through. I hope you guys are still here in the chat. Forgive me, guys, for missing out on you guys' supers, man. LeBron fans are so used to seeing him yell at refs. I doubt they know that it's supposed to be a tech to do that. It's such a joke. You know, Jolly Johnson, that's a great point that people don't even know or realize. Once again, you guys know that AOH is on the move right now, so he'll come back to us soon. So again, I'm going to read the supers off until AOH comes back to us. Hopefully he'll be able to get back on. But that's a great point, Jolly Johnson, when you're talking about that the people don't know that the way that LeBron James comes at the referees is not professionally. Like, we've all seen the great players come at the referees with a demonstrative demeanor. Absolutely. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, right? I've seen Bill Russell in film be demonstrative with referees. And we've seen a lot of the great players be demonstrative on the basketball court. So when you're talking about the other people, fans of LeBron James not realizing that the way that LeBron James does is not professional, and the things that he says and the way that he acts, he continues to do this. And remember, I told you, the worst part about this is LeBron James complains to the referees as plays are going on. It's really sad when you think about that. Yo, AOH, what up, man? Can you hear me? AOH, can you hear me? Come on, AOH, holla. All right, AOH started in the mountains. We'll wait to get AOH back. Wait, can you hear me? Maybe he can't hear me. I don't know. He can't hear me right now. We'll wait for AOH to come back. I tell you, he's out there with his dogs out there walking around. Once again, shout out to Jolly Johnson's, man. Jimmy James, SC, shout out to you, a member for 24 months. Shout out to you guys out there supporting my man AOH. Like I said, it means a lot. Shout out to the Real Siberians for coming through again. They never talk about LeBron's free throw makes. They talk about the free throw attempts. He doesn't get a lot of points from free throws. A lot of attempts don't equal a lot of points with him. That's another great point of the Real Siberians. Shout out to you for coming through, man. Like I said, it means a lot for you guys to come through and support our live shows and support the channels. Amanda Reese, what up, man? Shout out to you. The Santa Claus, what up, man? Troy Black, thank you very much. EC 8014. The Knicks by 3 in the second quarter, he says. Shout out to you. That's right, the Knicks are on right now. You guys know that Knicks up 2 games to nothing. So once again, we'll see what the Knicks continue to do with the Sixers. But that's a great point. We talk about the points off of the free throws that LeBron James gets. He gets a lot of free throw attempts, but he doesn't get, a lot of points off of those free throw attempts, like you mentioned, because he's not a good free throw shooter. LeBron James is a mediocre free throw shooter, guys. For a perimeter player of his caliber to shoot 73% a 4-year career, for having several seasons shooting under 70% in his career from the free throw line, I've told you guys, LeBron James is not a good free throw shooter, guys. He's not at all. So when you talk about, that's why we laugh. Remember LeBron James was always shooting the technical free throws? And we laugh at this stuff. Like, why is one of your worst free throw shooters the guy shooting the technical free throws? Because LeBron James just trying to hunt for every single point he could get. So he would go out there and shoot these technical free throws, even though you're a 69% free throw shooter on the season, or you're a 71% free throw shooter on the season. I mean, it's laughable when you think about this stuff. That's why when you think about how many 3-point shot attempts LeBron James has taken on his career, he's taken more 3-point shot attempts than Reggie Miller. He's taken over 7,000, I believe, 3-point attempts on his career. I mean, that's insanity. That's ridiculous amount of threes. Who the hell do you think you are, dude? You can't shoot free throws, but you're shooting all those threes, right? We laughed at him taking the free throw attempts with the eyes closed. We're like, dude, you're taking free throw attempts with your eyes closed? What kind of nonsense is this? Who do you think you are? Again, you're not living in reality. That's called delusion, guys. If you didn't know what delusional meant, if you didn't know what delusional was, LeBron James shooting free throws with his eyes closed, that's called delusional, guys, because you actually thought you're thinking something in your mind that's not actually reality. It's not who you were, who you are. You can't shoot free throws. Keep your freaking eyes open, dude. What the hell's wrong with you? Goodness gracious. Yo, David Young, see you. What up, man? Shout out to you guys. I think my man AOH back. AOH,
Yo,
yes,
yes.
my man.
Hey, so I heard you say something about LeBron James complaining during live ball play,
Yes, yes.
and there's a play in the first period that's worth talking about because it's not just when he thinks he got fouled. Sometimes he's not involved in the play and he still stops to complain. And there's one where DeAndre Ayton uh, gets blocked,
Yeah.
and DeAndre Ayton fights for the loose ball and goes back up and finishes. And LeBron James is standing next to him with his hands up. He's just the entire time, even during the loose ball, he's not interested in trying to secure the loose ball. His hands are up. He's just standing there watching and complaining, and his teammate gets the ball and puts it back. I God, people, if you lean toward embracing somebody who chooses to stop and complain rather than just fight to win, I have serious concerns for you.
Yeah. And you know what the crazy thing of what you're talking about, AOH, is the consistency, right? And we've talked about this so much, and that's another problem here because the LeBron James fan base, the fan club members, they like to cherry pick moments from certain great players, and they'll say, "Hey, look at this guy. This at this moment, he did the same thing LeBron James did. The same thing you guys are clowning LeBron James for. This player did at this moment." When we talk about LeBron James, he's done these things throughout his career consistently, man. Have other players argued with referees and argued calls? Absolutely. Have they may have not gotten back or hustled back for a play in their career? Absolutely. We could point to any great player and they've done something like this. None of these guys are perfect. That's called perfection. They're not that. But when you talk about over the course of your career and the consistency of this, LeBron James does this every single quarter, every single game of his career, where you see him literally standing there, not hustling back, especially over the last 10 seasons. When you look at his lack of effort consistently, this is why you're able to play 23 seasons, in the record books and all this stuff. On paper, you can play all these seasons, when in actuality, you haven't played any of these actual minutes. A lot of these games you've missed. And during the games like we've talked about, you're cherry picking for your statistics. So when we talked about and we laughed at the word transition for LeBron James, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a slight variation on that. And this also is in just the first period alone, in which he stayed back. He didn't participate in playing defense with his team. And Ian Eagle, the other announcer, says LeBron worked his way down the floor and was rewarded. And I'm sorry to be redundant for those of you who actually watched the video, but I literally said there's two things wrong in one sentence. He didn't work his way down the floor. And saying rewarded makes it sound like he earned something. Like the big men, like it's a big deal for your centers in the old day to be underneath the rim fighting and then to run down rather than being on the perimeter. And then of course, you got to reward your big man if he runs down.
Right.
Okay, so LeBron was already down there. LeBron didn't play defense. He did not earn anything. He shouldn't be rewarded at all. And then, of course, as usual, anyone else notice that almost all of these cherry pick points, he also pushes off the smaller defender that is hoping to stop him from getting that cherry pick. He just shoves the fucking shit out of him, and it's no problem. It's according to the refs. He didn't earn it. And he sure as hell didn't work his way down the floor.
Nope.
Now, there's a more basic point to your prior topic, talking about how fanboys want to go and look for people also engaging in questionable behavior at some point in time in their career.
Right. Exactly.
Now, what else do you always say on your show? And I say it too. If you're looking for an excuse, you'll find one. Are you looking for an excuse or do you want to win? Are you looking for a guy who will justify your embarrassing behavior? Or are you looking for inspiration? Are you looking for a guy who's going to lead you to victory in a battle? Or are you looking for someone who's going to be like, hey, he acted like a bitch. Why can't I act like a bitch?
Yep.
I mean, man, if fanboys heard what I just said and could just shrug that off, It blows my mind because that is you. You aspire to a bitch.
And you know where you're going right there with, I mean, that goes back to what we said at the top, AOH. And once again, we have to repeat it again. And we talked about taking the ass whooping like a man, taking the ass whooping like a true professional, like a true competitor, right? And losing with some dignity, man, losing with some pride out here. Again, from the top, no one thinks the Lakers are going to win this series. The Lakers know that they're not supposed to win this series. I'm not saying that they shouldn't go out there and compete. They should absolutely go out there and compete. That's the point we're making here. But you guys are acting like you're losing the series because of the referees, because of the foul calls. That's not why you guys are losing the first two freaking games of this series. You are outclassed by a team that is better than you. So all you can do is go out there and lay it on the line. And go out there and be a true competitor, man. When we talk about Michael Jordan and all those years losing to the Pistons, the reason why Michael Jordan is respected and was respected for those moments is because he never made excuses. He didn't make excuses after the losses and be like, well, we're not better than them because they're getting all the foul calls, which they were. We're not better than them because all the referees are doing everything for them because the NBA don't want us to win, or all these other excuses. You go out there and you compete, man. And he said, we got to get better. We're just not better than the Pistons. That's why we losing. That's why y'all losing. You're not better than the Thunder.
But how many of the professionals, if any, came on the news today and said what you said? Like, they've changed. They also are leading people in the wrong direction. Like, they were there to defend LeBron James at all costs, rather than lead people down the correct path, rather than be an inspiration for future generations. They were there pushing what you just said. Oh, the only reason for this loss is the referees. Stop it. Stop it. None of you think the Lakers are winning this. And I don't mean you people listening. I mean none of those pros up there getting paid to be fucking lying pieces of trash. None of them think that the real reason that the Lakers lost was because of the referees. And not only is that not true, not only would that not be a good excuse, but the Lakers did get screwed by the refs.
Right. Exactly. I mean, there's no way that JJ Redick can actually believe the crap that he was saying. You know, like I said, it's like that scene from the movie National Security where Martin Lawrence, and he says to him, he says, you don't actually believe the things that come out of your mouth, man. Like, how do you actually believe what you said? It doesn't even make any sense. Because if you looked at the games, even all of the numbers, even the numbers do not point to the OKC Thunder having some advantage. They've shot 38 free throws. The Lakers have shot 34 in the series. That's not an advantage. They're +4. How is that an advantage for the Thunder? Like we mentioned earlier, SGA was actually in foul trouble in the third. Listen, in the second game, the Lakers, like I told you, I did not watch the entire game. I watched the first half. I did not see the second half. But I watched some clips of the third quarter, and I read a lot of articles and a lot of information on the game overall. And what seemed to happen for the Lakers in game 2, it was set up perfectly for them. Listen, the Thunder have not been good in this series. They have not been good, man. Chet Holmgren's been the best player for the Thunder, not SGA. So what you noticed and what you saw in game 2 was it was perfectly there for LeBron James to do what they keep telling us he does, to lift his teammates up, to do more with less. The Lakers had a 5-point lead in the third quarter. SGA went to the bench right after a minute and 37 seconds. The Lakers were up by 5. When SGA checked back in the fourth quarter, they were up by 13. They were up by 13. Their man wasn't even in the game. And they don't even have Jalen Williams. And they went up by 18-point swing. And you're going to cry about the referees.
Well, you got to be careful, Robin, because now you're setting fanboys up to complain about the roster. Oh, well, we want OKC's roster. Like, well, you always want someone else's roster. LeBron
but Airways, hold on. Hey, think about what you just said right there. And I want the fanboys to understand what Airways just said right there and what they always think about. Why do you think the Thunder are so great and so formidable? Because of the years of cohesion and consistency they've built up now. The problem for LeBron James teams is the roster's always in flux. There is no cohesion. Never cohesion.
And I'm never going to forget that Sports Illustrated article that came out called Waste Management. saying that the LA was wasting LeBron's years, and one of the things that they complained about was like not having a consistent roster, as if that wasn't LeBron's fault. I mean, like you've got Austin Reeves, who's been on the team for a few years, and what's your fucking agent do? Like you have close to having a consistent teammate, and your agent is out there trying to get rid of him. Like this is your fucking fault, LeBron James. You don't get to keep trying to hire mercenaries and superstars around the league and replacing developing talent with them, and then complain that you haven't had a consistent roster around here.
Exactly, OH. It can't be both ways. I tell you, the LeBron James fan base, the media, how they promote, LeBron James out here, it's like I said, they want it to be a one-way street, right? Or they want it to be, a hypocritical nature for them. They say one thing for LeBron James, but not for the other people. I told you, they hold LeBron James to a different standard than all the other players that they talk about when they mention these other guys, but not for LeBron James, right? LeBron James don't have no. Remember, Austin Reeves was the guy in the first game. Oh, what did Austin Reeves do? He was 3 for 16. Well, Austin Reeves said, okay, hold my beer, and put up 31 points in game 2. So who are you going to blame now? They blame the referees now. So we'll see what happens in game 3. They'll have to blame DeAndre Ayton, or they'll blame Rui Hachimura, or they'll blame Marcus Smart, Luka Kennard. They're going to blame somebody. Because remember, all you have to do is be a teammate of LeBron James, and you are once again available to be blamed for something. Let me read off a couple of supers real quick. Once again, shout out to all you guys for coming through. Shout out to my man Don Vaughn, 4239 for coming through the super. LeBron, 56 airballed free throws, most in NBA history. Let's talk about it. That's funny. I've seen people talk about that before and mention those kinds of things in some of the comments. That's pretty funny when you think about LeBron James. And I told you, I mentioned earlier, the lack of free throw shooting for someone of his caliber, and the way they talk about his overall skills and his game, and how there are people that out there that argue that LeBron James is a better shooter than Michael Jordan because he shoots a better field goal percentage and a 3-point percentage. That's what they argue when we know LeBron James can't shoot to save his life.
Nope. And he showed it in the first period. Wide open, missing.
That's why when you put that shot chart out, AOH, I'm like, man, that shot chart's ugly. That's ugly stuff out there. That's diabolical. That's the kids will say. That's diabolical.
Imagine if the guy that we consider to be the GOAT relied upon layups for his shooting percentage to be high.
I'm telling you, man, when you look at the shot, when people say, oh, man, look at the efficiency of LeBron James, and then you look at the shot chart, but then you combine the shot chart with the video footage that shows that not only is LeBron James under the rim in the restricted zone, that he didn't even make it across half court, so he cherry-picked for a lot of those layups. That's what makes it even more egregious.
He cherry-picked. He's 6'9". He shoved off illegally to get the space. How much do you need to hear?
He took 4 steps.
Yeah.
There was something, AOH, I wanted to mention real quick before I forget. It just popped into my mind that you mentioned it in one of your videos, one of the latest videos you dropped. You mentioned LeBron James in the self-celebration as he hits the only 3 that he made during the game. I wanted to talk about that real quick.
Yeah, my girlfriend thought she was doing me a favor by having the game on in another room. And I was like, no, I don't want to watch this. And there's LeBron. He makes his 3, and he's just rolling his head. And then 5 minutes later, he's still rolling his head. I was like, and she's like, what's wrong with that guy? I was like, by now this is why we aren't watching it. Turn it off. That dude is all about himself. Does he understand what's happening while he's there? Or is he only concerned about getting from whoever noticed that he fucking finally made a shot?
And like you said, you talked about it, and you said it was, he was 1 for 4, right, in the game. So that was the only 3 that he made in the game. And, I mentioned in one of my videos that LeBron James' 3-point shooting is, like the saying, the sun shines on a dog's ass, right? I always say that saying, it's the sun. I always say the sun shines. That's LeBron James from the 3-point line. And last game, he was 3 for 6. And I said in my video, I said, LeBron James was 3 for 6 in this game. I said the next game, he'll go 1 for 4. He'll go 2 for 5, right? He'll go 1 for 7, or 3 for 9. That's LeBron James from the 3-point line, man. Inconsistent James. And what does he do right on cue? He goes 1 for 4 from the 3-point line, just like I said he would go 1 for 4 from the 3-point line.
That's still pretty good for him. Is it already 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, that he went 1 for 9 in a game? And the one that he made, he did the ice in the
Yes.
veins.
We talked about that. I talked about that in the video. This man missed 8 threes in a row and finally made the 9th one and decided to do the ice in the vein celebrate. Dude, you have lost all. This is what I'm talking about. You're not living in reality, man. What the hell are you doing?
No,
it's like when you went to China and you missed all them damn shots, and then you wanted to come out there with the left hand shot like you was just playing around.
Oh, Uncommon's intro featuring that is pretty good. It's one of his many new good intros. Yeah, I don't think LeBron James is here. I don't think he's here. He's not quite here.
Think about that. Listen, I know we talked about this so many times, but if you just think about that trip to China and that the whole thing that we laughed about this summer, when you think about that whole scenario, this is what I mean. You're not living in reality. You're not self-aware of who you really are. You've been drinking the Kool-Aid. You really think you're a shooter. So you've been living into the media. You've been listening to your stupid fans. So you went overseas to promote your game, yourself, your sneakers, the Forever King. And you in your mind thought, let me go out here and chuck up a bunch of Steph Curry type shots because I'm like that. You ain't like that, dude. You should have went out there and did a couple of your dunks. That's what you should have did. You should have did some silly, goofy stuff, and that's what should have been the end of it. But instead, you went out there and started thinking who you weren't, and then you had to play it off like you were and you were still missing those shots.
Yeah.
That's delusion at the highest level, man.
Yeah, it's upsetting. It's disturbing. It'd be one thing if it was harmless. Nonsense.
Crying about damn fouls. Y'all get all the damn foul calls all season long, and then all of a sudden now, y'all not getting them bailout fouls. Now y'all want to complain about fouls. When you're being outclassed by a team that plays defense every night, they're bringing it to your neck every night, all game. They're just wearing the Lakers out. They're not playing great, the Thunder, on the offensive end like that. And then once again, they're still wearing them down because they're coming with that level of D, man.
What do you anticipate?
Like a punk-ass dude.
What do you anticipate for game 3?
I don't know, but I know I've been anticipating what is LeBron James going to do when the going gets tough. I want to see this man stand on 2 feet. I want to see him come out of here and act like a champ. Act like a man. Stop making excuses all the damn time. You better not come out with a soft cast on. He better not come out with a boot.
He started limping. He made sure that we saw the limp.
Yup.
Just in case.
Let me read a couple of supers off real quick. Once again, a shout out to all you guys. Hope you guys are having a good Friday night. Again, joining me and my man AOH. Shout out to Red Factor 216. JJ Redick is projecting with his ref complaints. Exactly. That's what it comes down to. They're trying to set up a game 3 here in LA to get all these foul calls.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work though. Shout out to Red Factor. That ain't gonna work out there against OKC, a legit team out there. It ain't gonna work. Red Factor again comes through. I also didn't forget that ESPN dragged Jaylen Brown for complaining on a private stream about the refs, but they praised LeBron and JJ for complaining. That's a good point.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I mentioned Jaylen.
Go ahead, AOH.
Well, I mentioned Jaylen Brown in a rant. I can't remember if I published it or not, but yeah, he got ridiculed for it, and some of it rightfully so, and a little bit of it was like, well, he's kind of making a point, but also it's not a good look. No. But the other thing that Jaylen Brown did was inaccurately provide stats in order to try and make his point, and that he wasn't correct. And I was like, gee, where have we seen this before? Oh, from the face of the league, who went on McAfee's show and lied
Right.
and got away with it. And it's like, this is the example being set for people. You all expect people who aren't the face of the league to behave better than the face of the league. You don't expect him to lead the way. You want to give him the credit as a leader, but everybody actually has to behave better than him.
Right. That's a great point, Wade. That's a great point, man.
All JJ Redick's like anger and whatnot, dude, that's an easy way out. You know, it's just a show. And anyone who gets impressed that JJ Redick shows anger on the court, so what? You know, what did you accomplish? Oh, a frustrated coach. Oh, wow, he's the first frustrated coach. You know what's impressive is a coach who keeps his shit together and turns things around.
Right.
JJ, he's been doing that since the beginning. JJ's about the show. JJ's a fake coach, but he's got the protection of LeBron James.
he be protecting LeBron James out there. I mean, shout out to Uncommon Sense who came through with a super.
What up?
Yo, Uncommon Sense, man. Shout out to you, man. Always doing this thing. You guys know Uncommon Sense out there. Once again, man, his channel is fire. You guys know he'd be out there representing. Can you see that, Airways? You want to read that off?
It would be better if you do.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forget you're on the move. My bad, man. So shout out to Uncommon Sense for coming through, man. I appreciate you guys, man, for real. While JJ Redick and media complains about the lack of fouls for the Duck, they never address the calls he gets from flopping. They never talk about his offensive stiff arms and pushing the defensive player around. Yeah,
you got to go both ways, right?
Yo, for real. Once again, shout out to Uncommon Sense because you on the money with this stuff. You know, when we talk about how can JJ Redick actually be complaining about what he's complaining about, it doesn't add up. Again, you have to first show some respect to the OKC Thunder for playing a level of defense and earning a reputation for being one of those defensive teams. So they're going to get benefit of the doubt calls on the defensive end. They've earned that reputation. The Lakers are not one of the top defensive teams. They haven't been one of the top defensive teams over the last several seasons like the Thunder have. So when you talk about the Thunder and what they do on the basketball court, and you talk about what's actually happening, though, the Lakers have actually been getting the calls, and the game has been scrappy. It has been physical. I mean, look at the first game. The first game, the Lakers, I believe, or the Thunder got 13 fouls of free throw attempts, and I think the Thunder got 12 free throw attempts for the entire game. So they're letting them play. This is called playoff basketball. This is one of the reasons that we laugh when the LeBron James fans tell us that he would dominate the 90s. He dominated the 90s. How are you going to dominate the 90s when you're always complaining about a level of physicality that's used against you in an era that doesn't use physicality to that level?
Yeah. I mean, considering that he's not a very good free throw shooter and you're still allowed in the 90s to shut people down by fouling them and sending them to the free throw line, well, what's he going to do? That by itself already ends LeBron James. We don't even have to get into the other reasons that he wouldn't survive. That right there, he's already at.
Exactly, wait. You don't have the overall game, the free throw shooting. Like you said, what are you going to do at the free throw line? You're going to be out there struggling? I tell you right now, in that era, he'd have been shooting a lot more air balls because he'd have went to the free throw line. They'd have been clobbering his ass.
Hey, speaking of clobbering, things better get crazy in the second half when I start editing this to justify any of the bullshit I heard in the news today. Because that first period already featured the foul that JJ Redick claims LeBron got clobbered. Like, there was hip contact. He didn't get clobbered. And he could have landed on his feet if he'd been interested in landing on his feet.
That's another great point, Airways, that you bring up that we've talked about before. The landing part. The landing. When you're always trying to sell a call.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, these guys are going to hurt themselves selling calls more than playing basketball.
Exactly. Shout out to the Real Siberians coming through with another super. He says, has the GOAT winning depend on players like AR, Ayton, Smart, and Kennard? They blame role players for the greatest ever not getting it done. Really? Once again, shout out to the Real Siberians. That's another great point. We always continue to blame the role players, instead of the superstar players. And in this case, like the real side Beers is mentioning, they're supposed to be the greatest player of all time. You're supposed to be held to the highest standard. Are you not? Yo, shout out to the New York Knicks who are up by 8 points right now over the Sixers in their playoff game. It looks like AOH, you with me? I think AOH may have dropped out. You guys know AOH on the move. Let me read off a couple more supers. Again, shout out to you guys, man. If I missed you guys out there in the chat, like I said, it means a lot for you guys to come through on a Friday night and come laugh with us and have a little bit of fun. Setting the record straight on these nonsensical, excuses that the Lakers continue to make, for their struggles out here on the basketball court, as if they're losing these games against the Thunder because of the lack of referee calls and because of the way that the Thunder are allowed to play. The Thunder are playing their game on the defensive end. I told you guys, and a lot of us, we all know, man, defense wins championships, man. And the Thunder play that defense like that. So what did I tell you guys all season long that's coming true? Like I've told you guys, man, the Lakers are not one of the top defensive teams. They're not even a good defensive team. You don't got to be the number one defensive team or a top 2 or top 3 defensive team, but you want to at least be a top 10 defensive team. You want to be somewhere in the realm of a team that plays consistent defense. Consistently. The Lakers weren't that. I told you Lakers were not one of the top rebounding teams. So again, you can't fall back on your rebounding and defense. What are you going to do when you're not making shots? What are you going to do when you're not getting all those fouls? Right? When you're not getting all those free throws in a playoff scenario against a legit contender, like I told you guys, all season long, those free throw attempts, that kind of style of play in a regular season, it's not going to work in a playoff scenario against a legit contender like a Thunder and like some of these other teams that they would have to face off against. So what the Lakers are complaining about is actually laughable and actually makes them look worse because, like we mentioned earlier, you guys can't even lose with any pride. You can't lose with any dignity. You can't lose with any class. Like I said, you can't lose like a true professional, like a true competitor. You can't lose like a man. Take your ass whooping. Take the ass whooping. Just take it. Because you knew it was coming. Go out there, lay it on the line, take your ass whooping. That's what the Lakers need to do. That's the reality that you're looking at. Shout out to the Real Side Beers, man, again, for coming through. Shout out to my man PMR Hoops. Shout out to my man PMR Hoops coming through with the super. SGA third in free throws. OKC 18th. Luka first in free throws. Lakers first and 320 more than second place. I got math that says a Lakers jersey grants you 55 free throws per season. Sit down. I'm telling you guys, if you look at the Lakers over the last, what do you want to call it, 9 seasons or whatever LeBron James has been there in LA, again, shout out to Pierre Mo Hoops, always brings the numbers, always brings the information. When you think about where they've been at the free throw line during the regular season, this is why someone like J.J. Redick feels the way he does. Now, we know that J.J. Redick hasn't been the coach for the entire time. But when you think about it, the history and what's been going on, this is why someone like J.J. Redick sounds stupid. Shout out to my man AOH. I think he might be back with us. AOH, can you hear me?
Yeah, I've been here. I don't know. I had full bars. I'm not sure what the issue is. Oh, well. Can you hear me now?
Well, you fell out. You weren't even here. You dropped out.
It looked like I was here. That's weird. Okay. You can hear me now?
No, you had dropped off the screen. I didn't even know where you were.
I heard everything you said.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. You were just finished reading PMR Hoops.
Oh yeah. So once again, you want to add on to what we were talking about with the what he mentioned there?
No, fuck him. No, he's always got some good data. We've got a backlog. We've got a backlog of data to turn into videos with PMR.
Yeah, once again, man, shout out to you guys for all the work you guys are doing out there. Like I said, it's so real when you think about all the free throws that they've gotten over the years. And he's talking about how all you need is a Lakers jersey and you're going to get 55 free throws per season. It's pretty laughable, man. Shout out to Rise Above Anything for coming through with the super. LeBron and the rest of the team are crybabies. Absolutely. We have to talk about that huddle. That huddle by LeBron James.
Oh, my God.
We have to talk about that huddle, AOH.
Oh, why is that allowed, dude? Why is that allowed?
I've never seen that before.
That's an intimidation factor.
That's actually a good point. I think you might be right about that. They out there trying to gang up on the referees. And you got LeBron James standing there behind Austin Reeves,
Yeah,
nodding
no.
his head. And
Yeah.
so you like a P Diddy in the old rap videos, being the hype man behind Austin Reeves. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. It was so weird. And when I heard Austin Reeves say about why they were having the interaction and about why the interaction he thought was important to have is because he felt some level of disrespect from the referee. That's what he made it about. So I
Which
don't
is
even think it was
ridiculous.
about necessarily the lack of calls. He was making about some lack of respect that he felt he was getting from the referee in an instance on the basketball court where he felt the referee yelled in his face or something like that.
Oh God. Maybe if they'd stop yelling in the refs' faces, it would help.
I mean, I'm thinking when I'm listening to Austin Reeves say this, I'm like, oh, so you're saying that the referee did the same thing to you that you watched LeBron James do to the referees all night, every single night for an entire season, but you have a problem when the referee does it to you or you felt that certain way. So you have to have a huddle and a conversation with the referees, and that's why LeBron James is behind you shaking his head.
Yeah, did I release the one where I was like, why is the guy whose title is official the one who has to hang his head and just walk away from players berating him? Like LeBron James screaming
Right.
in his face. I'm like, which guy has the whistle here? Which guy's allowed to kick who out? Because it looks like LeBron James has the power to kick the official out.
And anyways, think about what you're saying right there. And then JJ Redick comes on a microphone and actually says he has the worst whistle of anyone I've seen. The man had one technical foul this season. It took him 1 billion games to pass Michael Jordan personal fouls. This man never gets a whistle called against him. Like Uncommon Sense mentioned before, they never call the offensive fouls when he throws his arm out on people. They never, like you point out, they never call him for the fouls on the illegal screens. They never call any of this stuff. How does he have the worst whistle in history? He has the best whistle in history.
He has the best whistle in history. What did I say? Declarations are really confessions. Rick
Yes.
Bucher's quote. I mean, just go on TV and lie now. It works. Just go on TV and lie with confidence.
But he got the worst whistle in history, but you actually watch him yell at a referee. Listen, he will follow the referee for several trips up and down the court. He'll continue this, and he won't get a whistle. That's called a favorable whistle, man. That's not called the worst whistle. We saw Luka Doncic this season get 16 technical fouls. 16.
He should have had 2 in the first period. I haven't even gotten to the second period. LeBron should have had 2 technicals in the first period. Can we stop victimizing LeBron James and have some actual expectations for him? Because in addition to everything else, this is on television in the playoffs, second round. Can you act like a freaking man and set an example? Can you just not be a whiny victimhood playing biatch? For one game on television.
Yo, shout to our boy 93 Zay in the building. Shout to Zay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that was your live must have been fun. Did fanboys still call in to your show and pay you to be abused?
He said they jumping off buildings and bridges, man. I'm telling you guys right now, I've been telling these people, and they was in my chat. I remember when the Lakers went on that win streak, right? They had that 9-game win streak or whatever it is. Yo, Zay, I remember people telling me in my comment section, 5th ring loading. I remember people telling me the Lakers and LeBron's going to win because God said so. I said, God? You think God worried about the Lakers? You think God worried about LeBron James, man? I tell you, God got his own problems, man.
Oh, boy.
They losing their minds out here right now, Zay. They don't lost their minds. I don't know what they going to do. They don't know what to do.
Fanboys, I have a special for you. I know the spot on the Golden Gate Bridge where it's not protected. And for a small fee, I will lead you to it and you can jump off. No safety net. I know where it is. I know where you can jump and just get this shit over with.
Oh my goodness, man.
And
it's crazy.
Your Lord and Savior, LeBron Christ, will catch you before you hit the water. So don't worry about it. Homelander James.
Oh, good. I mean, listen, when you're a LeBron James fan, that's what I mean. What are you gonna do? I mean, what could you do? All you have left are excuses. All you have left are the lies and the narratives. I mean, that's all y'all got. Everything is crumbling right before your eyes. I mean, wait, you talked about this in the last time we talked about the lives about with Kevin Durant and how predictable these guys are. Like how you can just know, you know what's gonna go down. You know what they're gonna do. You know how it's going to play out. And I tell people all season long, man, that LeBron James, the weak link on the Lakers, when you talk about LeBron James and what he's not doing, but they kept telling us, man, LeBron James at 41, ain't no one been able to do this. He looks unbelievable, right? They were pumping him up, promoting the Lakers. Remember Stephen A. Smith said they are legit contenders. And he told Charles Barkley that he was an idiot for saying the Lakers were not contenders. Yeah. And what's going on right now, Stephen A. Smith? Where's Stephen A. Smith at right now?
Stephen A. Smith is a clown.
Remember, Stephen A. Smith said before the playoffs started that Kevin Durant was greater than Larry Bird all time. And how'd that work out for Stephen A. Smith?
Stephen A. Smith has a new top player on a daily basis.
Stephen A. Smith was promoting James Harden going to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah. How's that working out for them over there, Stephen A. Smith?
How does any professional sports analyst come to that conclusion when every single one of us out here said, oh, Cavs are fucked? I mean, every single one of us were in unity on that. They're like, well, playoff Harden. Sorry, Cavs.
Yep.
How do professionals conclude the exact opposite of that? They can't actually think the things that they're saying.
And we're supposed to be getting educated. See, that's the problem. When we talked about the burden is on the professionals. It's on them. It's not on me. I can come out here and say whatever I want to say and sound like a fool if I want. I'm nobody like that. But the professionals, the guys who are actually getting paid to come out there and give you an education and give you their perspective on the facts, give you their opinion on the facts, they're not educating us anymore. They don't give a damn, like you said. They'll just come out here and just say some stuff and they'll just throw anything out there and you look it up. It's not even accurate. It's not even right. They told you a bunch of lies.
Yeah. I was thinking the other day, and we said it while Siberius and PMR, we were live and we didn't have the sound on. And once upon a time, that was sad, because the announcers really brought something. And now it's a relief. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's bad, man. It's not only neutral, it's a relief to turn their bullshit off.
Think about that, AOH. How many people have told you? How many times have you said that you can't listen to the broadcast? So not only do we have a problem watching this stuff, you also have a problem listening to it.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, you got to be Helen Keller to watch an NBA game these days.
Yeah. You imagine if you were blind and all you did was listen to the announcers, what you would think, who you would think were the good players out there.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that's actually scary, man.
That's how inaccurate they are.
That's crazy, man.
LeBron James worked his way down the floor.
Oh, goodness, man. Ken James says, are you a LeBron hater?
No. They got to pay. They got to pay. You don't put these fools up on the screen unless they pay. It's your tithe. It's your tithe.
Hold on, man.
LeBron James will remember you in his kingdom after you're dead if you tithe. Give your offering.
Hold on. Listen, this would not be a sports and fitness rant live unless we put one of these LeBron James fan club members up on the screen during the live, man. You know this is what we do. So again, Ken James, my man, listen, you know we got the facts here. They know we got the facts, man. So like I always tell you guys, put the volume all the way up, go get yourself a snack, and prepare to be educated. I mean, actually, go rewind this live show and get educated and catch up to where we are right now if you just dropped in. Because, again, this is what I do, and this is what we do on these live shows. We give you guys the facts, man. So, again, Ken James, we're giving the facts out here. You can feel you want to feel about the facts, but the facts remain. You cannot dispute this stuff. There's no one hating on LeBron James. Everything that we said is verified through the video footage. The numbers I gave you are the numbers I gave you.
They actually should give donations to us, because think about what we're really providing. You can't even put a price on it. We are providing father figure level advice to people who didn't have fathers. I mean, how do you put a price on that? Give some donations.
That's actually true. That's actually a great way of thinking about it. I did not look at it that way, but I think you're 100% the money. Actually, let's read off some of these supers because we got a lot of people coming through. Shout out to Mr. Creeker. I hope I said your name right for coming through. They don't blame everyone. Heard anything out of LA negative about Bronny and his abysmal performance?
Did Bronny play?
I don't remember how much he's played in this series. I don't think that he's played in this series much at all, really. I know he played 32 minutes in the Houston Rockets series, but I think what we're talking about with the LeBron James Jr. stuff is the promotion for the father-son duo, right? They talked about, the first father-son duo to win a playoff series, as if LeBron James Jr. is out there doing anything. They're not playing on the court together and winning the series together.
Exactly.
Like, this is nonsense.
Yeah, the way they manufacture things, they could set it up to where you and Bronny had a assist situation. You can get just about anyone out there on the floor and make it happen at least once these days.
Shout out to Rise Above Anything for coming through. Shy was in foul trouble and they still won. Exactly. We talked about that before. The Lakers getting all these calls and them calling fouls against the Thunder the same as them. And they're out here crying about nothing. Shout out to Thanos Snap Feminism for coming through with the super. LeBron James, 2,862 total personal fouls. Michael Jordan, 2,783 total personal fouls. If the refs called it straight up, LeBron wouldn't make it to the end of the game. Shout out to Thanos Snap Feminism. I told you, it took LeBron James, I forgot how many games. I mean, it was almost like 500 games it took LeBron James to pass Michael Jordan in total fouls. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, look at how many fouls LeBron James has called per game in his career. Per game. Look at this. I mean, guys, it's laughable when you think of the per game fouls. But JJ Redick tells you, oh, man, this guy's got the worst whistle in NBA's history.
So let's rewind close to a year ago when self-researched and you and I talked about how Michael Jordan had more violations called against him in one series against the Pacers than LeBron has had called against him in like the last 5 seasons.
Years,
I mean, it was an impossible statistic, and yet it was real. That's who gets the worst whistle.
Right. I mean, just think about what you said. I mean, that was great. I remember that, Airways. That was a great one you just brought up, man. I remember that. That's crazy when you think about that. And once again, shout out to Jim for doing the research on this kind of stuff. And when you think about, like I said, it's not just about the fouls. When JJ Redick makes that point about the whistle, he's just focusing on the free throw attempts that LeBron James did or didn't get. But when you talk about the whistle, it doesn't just mean free throw attempts. It's like Uncommon Sense mentioned. It's like you just mentioned. It's the other things that are happening on the basketball court that LeBron James continues to get away with, which has enhanced his overall career.
Let me list a few. He would be in foul trouble so quickly, he wouldn't be on the floor long enough to get points. But if they actually called turnovers in the form of traveling, offensive fouls, technicals, if a ref calls a T on you, you don't get to keep the ball. These are all turnovers. I mean, this makes a pretty big difference in your legacy if you're constantly on the bench and you're constantly giving the other team the ball.
Exactly. I mean, you're breaking it down, Airways, because you said you're detailing the different kinds of things that you're not getting whistled for, and these guys try to focus.
People got to stop thinking that this is just free throws.
Right.
There's a lot more impact from the whistle and no whistle than what you see in the free throw column. Exactly.
And again, like we talked about, a couple of the main points that we hit on, that we continue to mention, is that they're trying to use this, like you said, as just an excuse to why they're not winning when we all know they're not winning these games because they're not better than the OKC Thunder. I've been telling people from day one, from the beginning of the season, that the Lakers were not a contender. I said to me that they were a second-tier team. And we said they were able to finish in a number 4 seed because of the free throw help they were getting all season. So they're not really a legit 4 seed. If they didn't have a plus 457 at the free throw line, then maybe they would have been a 6 seed. Maybe they would have been a 7 seed. Who knows where they would have ended up. So again, then it put you in a different position, in the playoff scenarios. But all these other things that we've talked about, it doesn't make any sense. When we talk about losing like a true professional and stop making excuses all the time. Well, for one time in your career, 23 freaking seasons, can we finally have one season where you guys come to a post game, LeBron James, and you don't make an excuse about why you guys are losing? My goodness, man, every year his fan base tells me 5th ring loading, Lakers in 5. We keep hearing all this stuff. Oh, you guys are going to look real dumb when LeBron James wins his 5th ring. And then nothing happens, like you said, LH, and there's no accountability for this stuff.
Exactly. You can just keep talking trash every year, and there's no consequences when you can't back it up. So if you talk trash for 15 years and you finally get it right once, you really get to ride off into the sunset as the victor? I don't think so.
What about the predictions, LH, when they say, oh, look, if LeBron James wins this series, he's the GOAT? Well, how about if we say, if LeBron James gets swept or gentlemen swept, or if LeBron James loses another playoff series, then he's farther away from these other great players.
Listen, you can make up anything because that beating the Rockets was just about the most insane thing that I've heard. I mean, if how about if the Thunder win this series without Jay Williams, then that entire team is the best team in the history of the NBA. I don't know. I can't even think of anything more insane than that. Rockets, but that was like the bottom of the barrel, insane, stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Could you at least have picked a good team? Could you pick a team that you were a lower seed then? I mean, you're supposed to win.
Exactly. Wait a
minute. Let me guess. Oh, it's a hardship because you don't have Luka. Really? Because I just heard Skip today say that you're better off without Luka. Let's make a decision, people. Luka and LeBron himself, who needs validation from the crowd, is like, they put me on the shelf, but I can still do it. Well, here you are, bro. Do it. Let's see it.
Hey, wait, you bringing the receipts right there, man.
Goddamn
you bringing
right.
The receipts right there. Because LeBron James said, I can still do it. Remember, he said this season, he can do whatever the Lakers need him to do. Remember, when he was coming back from the 14-game absence, he was hearing all the noise, right? But people were saying, oh, LeBron James going to mess up the chemistry for the Lakers. And he scoffed at that notion. And he said, oh, these people doubting me. They don't know I can do anything out there the Lakers need me to do. I can do all these things. Like you mentioned, he just said, they put me on the shelf, but they don't know I can still do this. All right, well, then show us what you can do out there, because all I see you doing is not hustling, not competing, and making more and more excuses. And then you guys are going to act as if you're not winning because of XYZ. I told you they blamed Austin Reeves in the first game. Then Austin Reeves scored 31, so they couldn't blame Austin Reeves. So they went to the referees now.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Austin Reeves ramped back up a lot faster than LeBron after his sciatica. How long did it take? How long did they give LeBron James the excuse of ramping back up?
That's right. No, you're right. That's a good point too, AOH.
Reeves the second game.
You know what happened? Austin Reeves heard the noise. He heard the noise. He was like, I got to do something out there, or they going to start calling in death threats on me, man. Yo, Austin Reeves, you better make a shot. If you don't make a shot, we're going to come and burn your house down. I mean, these people have lost, like 93 Zay said, they have lost their minds. They're crazy, these people, man.
Yeah, forget about worrying about being traded. When you're LeBron's teammate, you can expect death threats.
You better make a shot when you LeBron James teammate. You better do something out there. Yo,
LeBron doesn't have to, but
no,
you better.
You better do something like that. Bernie Mac. I posted a post, a video, a photo of Bernie Mac on my community page, and it was from one of the famous quotes from the Kings of Comedy, a segment that Bernie Mac was featured in. And he talked about, him and a woman. He talked about, listen, I got mine. You better get yours, right? That's LeBron James. I got mine. Y'all better go and get yours, man.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Armando Ruiz for coming through with the super. We got a couple of supers to get to.
Okay.
Shout out to you for coming through. LeBron James spelled backwards is illegal screen.
Oh, dude, the number of illegal screens.
I like that.
The number of illegal screens the Lakers got away with alone proves the officiating isn't in OKC's favor.
I like that's a good one. Shout out to Armando Ruiz for coming through. Uncle Rico's Revenge. Shout out to you, man. Thank you very much, all you guys. Like I said, it means a lot. I hope you guys are doing good on a Friday night, man, and hanging out with me and LH. LeBron and the Lakers have made it impossible for me to watch anymore. From now on, y'all are permanently my basketball sources. Yo, that really means a lot. Thank you to Uncle Rico's Revenge, man, for real. Like I said, it means a lot if you guys come through.
Thanks, everybody who's here.
I told you, man, I sacrifice and I watch these games for you guys, man. I be sacrificing, man, my mind. I be sacrificing my eyes. It's not easy sometimes to listen, like me and LH were saying, to listen and watch these games. Because the LeBron James game's bad.
The easy path and the tempting path is the path where someone offers you an excuse. The hard path, but the path that leads to true glory is the one where you don't accept the excuses. So, fanboys, that applies to you, and that applies to your team. Which path do you want to be on?
Right.
I mean, if you're a LeBron James, the whole LeBron James culture, I'm just going to call it a LeBron James culture, is always having a way out.
Yep.
Always.
Yep.
I mean, like they get creative with the way that they let him off the hook.
Real. You're right. You're right, LH. Shout out to brother 1608. But why can LeBron intentionally elbow AC, Alex Caruso, and no flagrant? Once again, shout out to brother 1608. That's another great point that we've seen LeBron James elbow people intentionally, do all these kinds of things, and they never review those plays. They never review those. No. You know what they did review? They reviewed when Ayton pushed off on Chet. Now, Chet flopped. Yeah, he did.
But that doesn't mean that Ayton didn't foul. I think that they should be able to say that there's a foul and penalize somebody for flopping. I mean, both of them can exist at the same time. But they revoked that foul and actually ended up calling it on Chet. When you reverse a call for the Lakers,
right?
How do you say that the refs were fucking the Lakers? I mean, it takes a lot to reverse a call.
Yeah.
They removed a foul and gave the foul to the other team.
Yep.
It doesn't sound like a rigged job to me.
Right, exactly. Like I said, so it's going to be real interesting to see what happens now when they go back to LA and the Lakers get a little bit of home cooking, so to speak, from the referees and the NBA. But I've told you guys, and I say it again, it's not going to make a difference against a team. I mean, we have to remember here, the Laker fans out there, LeBron James fans out there, anybody out there, man, that thinks, whatever they feel about what the Lakers are complaining about. We have to keep one thing in mind, man, that the OKC Thunder have not even played good in this series. They haven't even played good, and they've beaten them down. Shout out to the Zip for coming through with the super. He says LeBron is in the same position as Scottie Pippen was in when he had the team and was calling MJ back with the Jordan shoe summoning, except calling Luka. This is not GOAT or MVP activity. Hashtag LEBJ.
Yeah, I was actually, when I see they keep putting LeBron James in the thumbnails, and I think that that's actually more important to LeBron James than winning. I think I think he wants that. I think it probably bothers him for Luka to take his place in the thumbnails of the game highlights. He would, we're losing without Luka, but I'd rather Luka be gone than him be getting my shine.
Right.
Like he might be that sick in the head.
No, wait. I mean, that's another great point, man. And I'm talking. I feel like I've thought about that same thing before. You're absolutely right. It's a classic scenario where LeBron. We've talked about sacrificing wins for stats, right? Sacrificing the actual competitiveness for your self fame, right? That's what LeBron James seems to be more invested in. Does LeBron James want to win? Yeah, he wants to win. But really, where is the winning on the list of things that you really want? I don't think winning is the number one priority. When you look at a lot of the great players in NBA's history, you can tell that winning was paramount because they had to sacrifice certain things to win consistently at a high level. Where LeBron James didn't want necessarily sacrifice, he took the shortcuts. So you're running money, AWH, and that's a great point that you bring up about LeBron James actually being that sick in the head where he would rather not win, but at least get his numbers and stats, have everyone else get the blame, and have Luka Doncic come back and potentially actually help him win, but he won't get the shine for it.
Yeah, and there's a follow-up to that. It's his idea of winning. If he comes out on top in his mind, that is winning. He's probably not prioritizing the team winning.
Right. No, I agree with that. And I think that's actually and again, this is not, me feeling this way or us saying this just based on a whim or on a whim here. This is us observing, like you mentioned, and being able to understand these guys after all of these years of witnessing LeBron James do these things all throughout his career. So these are the actions that we've seen that he's done. So when LeBron James tells us that he's such a competitor that you have to chop his head off and bury it 10 feet deep, and we see him go on the basketball court and load manage and flop around, right? And duck out on Giannis for all those years, then how are you really a competitor like that? You didn't want to guard Kevin Durant in the finals. Your actions speak other way.
Yeah, he gets the camera on him and they allow him to say anything he wants so much. What was that quote? Was like from the starting five or something? And he'll just, you gotta wonder if he starts like,
yep.
He's a pretty big contributor to blowing his own head up. He hears himself tell stories about himself until he starts believing stories that he made up about himself.
The man tells stories about himself wearing a T-shirt with his face on it, being interviewed by somebody that he on a podcast that he owns.
He hands the interviewer the questions. Hey, this is what I was dreaming about myself last night. If you could work this in a little bit, I was really hoping someone would say this about me because this is what I was thinking about myself in my dreams.
Yo, look, LeBron James, the kind of guy where he'll tell them, "Hey, listen, can you guys get a picture of me holding this book in my hand so these guys can see that I'm reading this book?" This is the kind of nonsense that he comes up with.
Can you get a picture of me holding my autobiography in my own hands?
My own.
And I'm going to say, can you guys get a video of me signing my own book? Handing it from my left hand to my right hand.
This is like what we said earlier that I was telling you that you talked about how LeBron James celebrates himself after making 1-3 in a game that he only made 1 of 4. The self-promotion, right? We'll see LeBron James flex, and in the next play, he's on the floor. He's down on one knee. He's got the shoulders up. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, the things that we see from LeBron James out there on the court. It's just so weird, man.
He is not here. He is not in reality with us. And you know what? He's been allowed not to be.
Yeah, you're right.
They let him off the hook. This guy has gotten away with a false reality for so long. He no longer can tell the difference.
Nope. I'm telling you, he's in the Matrix. Listen, if we're in the Matrix, he's out of the Matrix. All right? I don't know where he thinks he is. I tell you, I don't know who he thinks he is. But you ain't that dude, man. You're not living in that world. You need to come back down to earth, man, and get back down here in reality with the rest of us. Because you and your fan base, I mean, my goodness, man. Like I said, now you got JJ Redick out here sounding and looking ridiculous. Everyone that is associated with LeBron James, like you said, think about how his fans have to create all these weird excuses and how creative they've come up with all these things to rewrite the history and to cover for him. I mean, this stuff is insane. Shout out to Uncle Rico's Revenge coming through again. Shout out to all you guys, man. Like I said, came through with the supers, man. I'm behind, so forgive me, guys. I would say this is the money getting to these guys' heads. But MJ is an empire of himself, and I've never even stooped this low. Yeah, different level, man. You're right, Uncle Rico's Revenge. Completely different. That's what I said. You can't be a Michael Jordan supporter and a LeBron James supporter. They're completely two different minds. Shout out to Jolly Joshems for coming through again. Fanboys be like crazy how LeBron has been the GOAT for 20 plus years while being the only superstar the refs actively work against. I know they really think that he's not getting any calls, that he's been hindered by the referees. Oh my gosh.
Let's analyze that play that JJ said we got clobbered, because when I saw it in real time and I made my short and I was like, did he even get touched? Because it didn't look like shit from the first angle. And then when I broke it down, I was like, okay, he got hit midair, like at the waist. But I don't think it was enough to make him fall down. I mean, I'd like to get some outside opinions. Like, I just don't think it was that crazy. Do you not get hit when you go for a layup in the waist region regularly? And are you 6'9", 260, getting hit by someone smaller in the hip and then falling to the floor? Like, I don't even know how to describe it. My problem with LeBron James, as I said, is he looks like the plan is to fall when he begins the shot.
Right. Exactly. No, that's exactly what it is.
How am I supposed to assess how bad the contact was when he was never going to land properly? But anyway, honestly, if anyone wants to chime in, like, what did you guys think of that play? The one that he almost fell down and hurt himself getting up in a hurry to charge the ref.
Yes.
Like, he almost fell down again.
I'm looking to see if anybody felt or whatever they have to say about that play. This again goes to LeBron James and how he's promoted, and like you said, how he promotes himself. LeBron James promotes himself like a football player, right? Oh, I play football. I go out there. I love contact. I like the contact. But then you watch LeBron James in that play, and he doesn't seem like he wants the contact.
No.
So, like I said, which one is it? I don't get it. You want the contact, you like the contact, or you don't want the contact, you don't like the contact. You're going to complain about the contact. You can't complain about it. Like, listen, we have to understand something. For the Lakers and how they've been playing this season, they are not one of the teams that they think that they are. Again, they've been accustomed to getting 1 billion free throws. They were number 2 in the league in free throw attempts this season. They were number 2 in the league in free throw attempts a game this season. All right? The Oklahoma City Thunder were 17th in the league in free throw attempts. So when you talk about what the Lakers are used to getting, they're used to getting 1 billion free throws just to be able to compete for these games. Remember, LeBron James was the number 8th best player in the league, according to ESPN, coming into this season. Is he playing like the 8th best player in the NBA in these playoffs? No, he's not, man. Marcus Smart's been better than him in many of these games. DeAndre Ayton's been better than him in many of these games. Kennard's been better than him in many of these games. Rui Hachimura's been better than him in a lot of these games. So LeBron James is not the 8th best player in the NBA, but that's how they promote him. So it always goes back to the promotion for this clown. Eighth best player in the damn league. Shout out to PMR Hoops, who says, if Bronny counts as 2 rings, will this count as 2 sweeps? Bang! I like that.
Do people really say Bronny counts as 2 rings?
No, they're saying that, AOH.
Oh, my goodness.
It counts as 2 rings in the James household, I've heard people say. PMR Hoops, you're a good one. I like that. It counts as 2 sweeps. I like it. 2 sweeps. Shout out to Jimmy James for coming through again. Stephen A. Smith is controlled opposition for Bron. Yeah, it's funny how Stephen A. Smith used to be a guy that would actually try to, teach you a little bit of history and push back on some of this stuff, but it was never really to the degree that it should have been. I mean, Stephen A. Smith has been promoting LeBron James as the number 2 greatest player of all time for a lot of years now. A lot of years.
Controlled opposition is a good term. That's exactly what it is.
It's
And
crazy, man.
when he and Skip get on there together,
Yep.
I almost feel like Skip is the guy who's willing to take the unpopular approach. Just like if you ever had to do a debate in high school or college or whatever, like sometimes you were forced to like take a side. You would agree with, but it's just the test you present.
Airways, you're breaking up, man. You're breaking up. Yo, see
Moving.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Airways.
Let me move.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I lost my flow. I'm just saying all Skip's doing is playing his part. He needs to represent one side of the argument so that Stephen A. Smith can say his bit. That's all. I don't even know if either of them believe what they say. You gotta have controversy. You gotta present the topic, even if you don't believe what you're saying. One person has to take that role, and Skip is willing to do the unpopular side of it sometimes.
Yeah, I think the only problem for Skip has been over the last, decade or or so, maybe even a little bit longer than that, maybe, is that he's lost his charisma, right? He lost what really made him interesting. I used to be a huge fan of First Take way before it was First Take. I was a huge fan of Skip Bayless because he had charisma, he had personality, and he did actually try to give you information. Remember, he covered the Chicago Bulls during these times. All right, so he has a lot of background information. He has stories that he would talk about, as being a reporter and covering some of this stuff. So when you think about, what Skip Bayless did and what he meant originally for the Michael Jordan supporters, I guess you could say, or the people that tried to, support Michael Jordan when they were trying to, create all these weird narratives, he's lost that. He doesn't have the energy anymore. He doesn't have it. I mean, like I said, it's almost like he's so defeated and beat down that, like I said, it's just like, oh, yeah, okay. I mean, Shannon Sharp would say crazy things sometimes, and Skip Bayless would just sit there and concede to Shannon Sharp. And I'm like, Skip, how are you going to just sit there and let this dude say some asinine stuff like this?
Yeah, it's like he had to. Yeah, that made me uncomfortable, too. It's like, damn, Skip had a good point, and all Shannon had to do was raise his voice.
Right, exactly. And I think that's, part of the problem I have with someone like Skip Bayless over the years, that he, like I said, he lost the charisma, man. He lost, some of what really made him who he was. He's like a broken man, so to speak, Skip Bayless to me. Shout out to...
He didn't know about his hardcore fan base. He probably just heard the noise and that you got to get on the LeBron wagon if you want to have a career. But they saved him. They brought him back. Thank God they saved him from his own YouTube channel, because that shit was struggling.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy when you think about, some of these people and, them coming on a platform like YouTube. I told you, a lot of these big time celebrities or these big time, people in the broadcasting and the, on ESPN, and they're coming over into YouTube. A lot of these people, the ex-NBA players and current NBA players, are coming up with their podcasts now. It's really giving you a glimpse and an insight into, like I said, how corny a lot of these people are, and how a lot of these people don't really have anything really worth of value to give you. I mean, as far as NBA historical perspective and context goes, everything is about a narrative or a lie or some kind of, weird version, of the facts, how they see it. But like I said, when they try to explain this stuff to you, these guys sound like bull. I told you, I still I can't understand for the life of me how Draymond Green has a podcast that hundreds of thousands of people are subscribed to. What the hell are we doing here? I don't get this stuff. I said on my video, who wakes up in the morning and thinks to themselves, man, I can't wait to see what video Draymond Green dropped for us today. I can't wait to see what's on tap for Draymond Green today. Who the hell cares what Draymond Green freaking has to say? But he's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers? Like, that's insane to me, man. It doesn't make sense.
People who look forward to hearing what the latest excuse is. People who like to be guided by someone who navigates through reality by playing the victim. Oh, Draymond, just gave me a new idea about how I can pretend that I'm the victim here. Those people.
Crazy stuff, man. Yo, shout out to us, 758 KC for coming through. LeBron is upset because he has finally met someone as equally zesty and equally soft as him in Shay. Hashtag welcome to the to the new NBA. Oh, goodness gracious. Shout out to you for coming through. Hey, wait, you here?
I'm here.
Yeah, shout out to you. Yeah, I don't know why it dropped out again. Man,
Let's wrap it pretty soon. Any important things we didn't get to?
I mean, I'm trying to catch up on some of these supers that I'm behind on.
Yeah, okay, that's important. Let's
yeah, absolutely. So once again, I hope you guys are still here. I know I'm maybe 20 minutes behind on some of these supers. So forgive me, guys, for you guys are coming through. Shout out to Praise the Don. I can't watch at the gym right now, but we'll watch the replay. Much love to Sports and Fitness Rants and AOH. LeBron was like, yeah, tell him, Austin. Hope the Lakers get swept. I mean, think about it. You people, you genuinely have people, shout out to the Praise of Don, who are really genuinely getting a laugh. Like, you're actually enjoying watching LeBron James go through this, right? Because of the way that LeBron James can continue to carry himself, right? This is not hate on LeBron James. This is people actually getting out there and laughing at the karma that's coming back on LeBron James all of these years, man.
That was weird. Shout out, Praise the Don. It took me a while to understand what I was looking at. I was like, holy shit, those are the referees. They had all the officials right there, just sitting there and listening to them. And LeBron had this super intense stare, and he's just nodding vigorously.
I know it was so late.
It was weird, dude.
That's the best way to describe it. I mean, how else you describe it? It's weird. Like, you're standing behind Austin Reeves. You're supposed to be the leader of the team. You're standing behind Austin Reeves, and you're nodding your head. Yes, just nodding your head. Yes. Yeah.
Let me guess. Austin was being, super dramatic and with his delivery. It's like, listen, I just felt disrespected. I need you to understand that I felt disrespected. So now everybody can just and talk about being disrespected, and you get to be a fucking prick and a whiny player and disrespect referees. Austin Reeves needs to look at film of his own gameplay, because it disrespects the game of basketball the way that he contorts himself in the air and screams for no reason. Now he's being tutored firsthand by LeBron James, who's the face of the league. So it's like, well, how long was he not going to become this?
No, you're right, AOH, man. You said it. That's I was saying. We're thinking the same way. That Austin Reeves' game offends me. I'm offended by how you go out there and flop all over the goddamn court. Like you said, you're disrespecting the game and the fans, and you're going to act disrespected by the referee. You have the nerve to be disrespected? Once again, you fools should be worried about competing on the basketball court. Don't be huddling up with the refs after the game.
Yep.
What, y'all gonna play Duck Goose?
I think you touched on it, though. I mean, they're always doing this. Always like trying to set it up for the next game to get the refs on their side. And they do it during the regular season. And what's amazing is that it works. Like, the Lakers were leading the league in free throws that year, and then they actually had the nerve to complain. And then the margin got even bigger. They actually gave them even more fucking free throws.
That's right. Remember, they had back-to-back seasons, AOH, where they were plus 1,000. I think it was like 1,005 in back-to-back seasons. Because one season they were plus 507 or whatever it was, and the next season they were plus like 496 or 95 or whatever it was, and they were plus 1,000 in 2 seasons combined. Insane. This year plus 457.
I just feel like I'm documenting corruption. I'm just documenting corruption at this point. It doesn't even feel like sports analysis anymore.
Insane stuff, but you complaining. What the hell you complain about? What y'all complaining about, man? It's like sometimes I tell people all the time, man, I work security at a school, right? So you have a high school kids out there, man, you work security. I'm not trying to give these kids a hard time, but sometimes you gotta instruct the children, man. You gotta correct the children. So sometimes you get kids cut in class. Maybe they end up in the study hall. Sometimes I'm there, and you're supposed to be checking these kids and making sure they're not supposed to be where they're not supposed to be. But a lot of times, man, you don't give the kids a hard time. So sometimes you get kids that are knuckleheads. They want to come in and cut class, and they make a lot of noise in the study hall. So what happens? They make me notice them. I'm noticing you now. So all of a sudden now I have to approach you. Don't let me know. I'll tell the kids that. I mean, listen, man, I wasn't even going to come over here. I know you're not supposed to be here. The reason I came over here is because you're over here making noise. You're creating a scene. So now I notice you. Don't make me notice you if you're doing something wrong. You damn Lakers out here complaining about something that don't add up. We want y'all on the court, get all the foul calls, but you're going to talk about like you're not getting the foul calls. You're a bunch of fools, man.
Yeah, but the difference is in your example, after you bust them, there's some consequences. They made a mistake by getting noticed. What happens when we prove that everything that they're saying is a lie? Nothing. Like they don't face consequences.
You're right.
Other than the other team being so good that it doesn't matter and they win anyway. Like that's things like summarizing LeBron James' last several years. We're actually many years.
Yep.
If the other team is good enough that they can get through LeBron and the referees, then it'll be a happy ending.
Oh my god! Yo, shout out to Trav Brunette, 6950 for coming through with the super. Says attitude reflects leadership. Everything everyone hates about SGA, KD, Joker, etc., is 100% what China blames fault. The face of the league is a spoiled 2-year-old with soft pants. Yo, shout out to Trav Brunette for coming through. Once again, like we were saying, and you said it right here perfectly. LeBron James is the leader that everyone followed, right? We mentioned how Kevin Durant doesn't make that move unless LeBron James makes that move, right? We talked about how a lot of these guys are flailing and flopping around. That's LeBron James, man. The in-season tournament, right? The play-in tournament, the load managing guidelines. That's all LeBron James, man, in his era. He's the face of the league. He's the one that's accountable for all this stuff. They followed his lead.
Yes, sir. You're going to lose me again for probably 60 seconds, FYI.
Oh,
keep reading. Problem. Keep reading.
Yeah, shout out to the Real Siberians for coming through again, man. Like I said, you guys truly humbling us coming through the lives, man, and donating to the channel. I said it means a lot. He says, I had a fanboy tell me recently LeBron is going for his 6th ring because the in-season tournament was his 5th ring. You can't treat this kind of stupid. I forgot about that. You're right. They do. They counted that as a 5th ring. I forgot about that. They actually count that in-season tournament championship as a ring. Remember they raised the banner up into the rafters? They disrespected George Mikan by hanging a banner next to his Minneapolis Lakers banners. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring it up. It crossed my mind when you were talking about this. I didn't want to mention it.
Goodness gracious. Shout out to the Real Siberians, man. I mean, like you said, you can't treat that kind of stupid. Shout out to Full Venom Jackie for coming through. Chet Holmgren has been cooking, so I'm predicting he finds himself in foul trouble next game. That's actually a good point, an interesting angle. We'll see what happens with Chet Holmgren because, like you said, I think he's been the OKC Thunder's best player overall. What he's been doing on both sides of the ball has been fantastic for the Thunder, stepping up without Jalen Williams and the foul trouble that SGA was in game 2. Shout out to Trav Burnett again coming through. Says LeBron is a New York pigeon, lands in the middle of a beautiful game, knocks over the pieces, cramps on the table, and struts around like he's a peacock. Yo, you guys are coming good ones today. Like, so you guys got me laughing, man. You guys are coming with some real good ones. The New York pigeon, man. Them pigeons, man, they don't get out the way. Neither them pigeons don't ever move, man. They brave as hell in the city, man. They so used to people, they don't even care. Shout out to Mike Novak, 5960 for coming through. If you duck competition, utilize load management, miss more games every season than John Stockton did in any 10-year stretch, then the longevity argument is as fake as LeBron James, as LeBron assists. Shout out to Mike Novak. You're right. Those are fake ass assists, man. Always be putting that out there. You guys know the deal, man. Mike Novak, thank you very much. So shout out to Trav Brunette for coming through again. He says, with the donation, he says, how can you be the GOAT when the Jumpman logo on your chest is bigger than Jerry West logo on your back? Yo, but that's so true, man. He be rocking that LA Lakers jersey with the Jumpman logo right there. I told you, when you look at LeBron James and his son, you have LeBron James. I posted a picture. You have LeBron James and his son on the court together. LeBron James wearing number 23. LeBron James' son wearing number 9. Those are both Michael Jordan's numbers, Olympics and the NBA. And they both had the Michael Jordan Jumpman logo in the corner of their jerseys. I mean, you're talking about wanting to be like Mike. Hey, wait, can you hear me? You still there? You lose you again. Hey, wait. Yo.
Yep.
You back? Oh, he's back. He's back. Yo, once again,
Yes,
shout out to all you guys who came through. Like I said, with the supers, I believe I read everybody's supers off, man. I hope you guys had a great Friday night. Having a good Friday night. I hope you guys had a great week, man. Airways, is there anything else you wanted to touch on before we wrap the live up?
No, I said a lot, and I spewed it all out into rants today. Now I got to get back to de-copywriting the footage so that you guys can actually see it. But I appreciate everybody that came through. Thank you for the invite, Sports and Fitness Rants.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. Anyways, I really appreciate you coming through, especially like I said, you were on the move and you're doing your thing out there. So it was said, man, I appreciate you. I didn't give you that much of a notice for the show. So thank you very much as always. Continue to keep doing your things. You put a lot of videos out, man. You've been dropping a lot of stuff. So again, man, thank you to all you guys in the chat, man. I said, I hope you guys had a great Friday night. I hope you guys had a great week. I'm probably going to do another live on Sunday morning, more than likely. So again, I'll probably check you guys out on a Sunday morning rants. Again, I appreciate you, Airways. Thank you very much, all you guys who came through in the supers. Forgive me if I did not shout you guys out, if I missed you guys out there. You guys know that we do really appreciate you guys coming through all the time, man. And you guys know the deal, man. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Airways, man, I'll catch you on the next one, man.
See ya. Thanks, everybody.